May ended up being a very interesting month of JRPGs for me, especially since I'd expected it to be a quiet one. While I did have a much needed break from playing things back to back in the middle of the month, I played a lot at the beginning and end, including some games I loved and some I thought were just fun enough, and also some things I didn't expect to try after feeling refreshed that left me ready to explore some things that I'll bring into this month as we get ready for some new releases. It was the colorful kind of JRPG month that let me play a lot of things, so with that, here are the JRPGs I played in May. When thinking about what would be JRPG in the month this time, I had a little concern as the main game I played in May wasn't one I'd say I truly loved. But thanks to having a bit more quiet time, I was able to notice that Atelier Sophie 2's Plachta DLC was out and actually get to play it since I was free. And I'm glad I did, as it was easily the best thing I played all month and reminded me of the kind of games I really love. Atelier Plachta did that magical thing where it just completely sucked me in and let me explore in its big open new Candyland that was so colorful to run around in. And despite my plans of just playing a little, had me running off the main path happily multiple times to see little things like the new decorated treasure chests or the fact that Plachta can fish, and it was the way it made me explore without meaning to that made me feel really at home in the world and made me finally finish all my friendship events in the main Sophie game too, because I was having so much fun that I felt truly ready to complete the experience. I did a DLC review of it if anyone's curious to know more, and would recommend it as a great couple of hours back in Atelier for those missing the series like I was. I'm glad it could help confirm that I'm refreshed and ready to play more great games, as that spirit of exploration for the fun of it is something I'd like to keep in more games this year, and I'm glad that Atelier Plachta could remind me of it. Another new experience I tried was Genkai Toki's latest Switch entry, 7 Pirates H, a game about training chess and finding treasure that can make any train ride feel questionable. I've already made a review about it if you want to hear my thoughts on it in detail, but looking back, I look at it as an odd experience I had with enjoyable battles that were training and a game I wish was funnier for its type of premise, but I'm not sure how many people are playing it purely for the humor like I was, so if you're in it for the fan service, you're likely to have a lot more fun with it than I did. I ended up putting 12 hours into it, a few hours just shy of its ending, and therefore occasionally think about if I should finish it. The thing that ends up stopping me though is how little it made me care about the characters, and despite enjoying its RPG gameplay, it's not enough to make me commit to what will be more of the story-heavy parts of it, as I feel like I'd be completing it just to say I did. I'm glad I tried it though, as I won't be sitting wondering if this game is for me, and I'm glad I was able to show it to some of you guys who do seem to have enjoyed it. And in any case, I hope the next Genkai Toki game we see blends humor and its fan service elements in a better way, as I do think it has some good ideas that could be pretty fun if they manage to strike the right balance of humor and fan service someday. Another big thing I did in May was finish Rune Factory 5 that only confirmed how much I loved it even more, and after that and 7 Pirates, I did still have a bit of free time for games that saw me jump into old things, new things, and a few things that I could look at early too. I've had in my JRPG calendar the release date of the Japanese Switch version of The Legend of Nayuta, known as Nayuta no Kiseki ad Astra in Japan, and with a little extra money aside, I decided to give it a try this month on Switch, and we'll be sharing thoughts on that soon, as it reminded me of why I love Trills in the first place too with my first couple of hours with it, and I'm sure some of you guys would like to see how it runs too. I also unexpectedly got offered a code for Metal Max Xeno Reborn that I didn't realize was coming out soon, so I took it with nothing else on. My time with it in May wasn't the best, as I kept missing the iron base where you start the story thanks to the lack of waypoints and knowledge of what I was doing, mixed with the fact that I was also just enjoying driving wherever I wanted to. Thankfully, I did at least find a little more to the game than that, which you can see in my impressions, which should be out now, which also explain why I won't be sticking with it going forward, so feel free to check out that video if you want to know more about this interesting tank-based RPG. Outside of my console gaming time, less games meant less riding on my commute, which also meant more free time when I always have my smartphone. This prompted me to accept an offer to share a code for you guys for Disgaea RPG that finally provided the JRPG humor that I'd been looking for. After that, it also reminded me of the existence of another Ball Trend Games title, which is Atelier Online, that I may have bought thoughts to share about soon, as since I've also been taking this time to study Japanese, I was able to understand more about the quality of its localization that may not be exactly positive, but I want to spend more time with it before sharing my thoughts, so hopefully I'll have something to share in the near-ish future. Finally, in that quest to study Japanese, I also re-downloaded Dragalia Lost, as it's going to be shut down soon sadly, and I figured out now that I finished listening to all the events in my favorite rhythm game, Dragalia could be my new study material. That didn't go so well though, as I found the fantasy language a bit hard, so I may just try and sit down with the game at another point, although it was nice to see my dragons again, and I still want to catch up on the story at some point, so I'm crossing my fingers that story will be immortalized on Switch or something. All in all, it was fun once again to sit down with many experiences in one month that had me feeling good about going into this one with experiences big and small to try. I hope I can get some time with some experiences like Atelier Online again to solidify my thoughts on it, or games like Rune Factory 5 just to play around more in. But in any case, I'm just glad I got to play a lot in May that has put me in a good mood to try things in June. June is where the JRPG schedule starts to pick up again, although more so at the end of the month, and because of that, my JRPG plans are mostly based around that time, as there's a game there that I'm very excited to play. Of course, I'm talking about the upcoming Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes game that is coming out on the 24th, and I've been glued to the demo too, and I'm incredibly excited to play the full game, as Three Houses was such a pleasure to play too. I'm excited to see my golden deers again and play a new story in this world, and without spoiling my thoughts on the demo, because I do want to make a video on it, I've been really enjoying how the Fire Emblem parts of it have blended in with the fun action gameplay too. I also loved the Lost Warriors spin-off that I played, which was Persona 5 Strikers, so I have high hopes for this one too, especially if the demo's anything to go off, so I'm excited to see if it's as good as the demo has shown so far, and really look forward to talking about that more soon. Until then, there's a bit of time to kill, although I do have some scripts piling up like the one I just mentioned that should keep me busy on the video side of things. And speaking of videos I may make, I did download the Japanese demo of Trinity Trigger, a Furio published JRPG inspired by traditional 90s era RPGs that, since I do like Furio's work usually, I'm hoping is fun and will definitely talk about if it is. Also coming out in Japan this month is Void Terrarium 2, which, since it's coming out on the same day as Fire Emblem Warriors, I may have to miss, but I can't help be aware of its existence since I love the first one and hope it gets a Western announcement very soon. After a bit of a break and playing around with a bunch of different things, I'm very happy to have at least one game to look forward to this month, and hope it's a good sign for the rest of the year too. And I hope that you guys play some fun things too as the JRPG year starts to heat up again in another fun month of playing great games. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comments below what you played in May and what you plan to play this month. You can like and share this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel for more JRPG content like this, and ring that bell to get notifications on whenever I post so you don't miss a thing. You can check out more videos here, and you can find me on social media on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, all at JRPG Jungle. Links to those will be in the description below, and until next time, thank you, bye!